What I love about broad beans are they are a very forgiving plant. The soil here gets quite moist and heavy during the winter. The broad beans seem to handle it really well. So it'll only be a matter of days before we start getting a decent crop of broad beans.
This is a lovely leatherwood tree, which Tasmanian leatherwood tree, and the bees just love it, and also it's really beautiful honey. So you didn't hardly notice it because it's in amongst the other bushes here, and all of a sudden you look up and it's just covered in flowers. So it's amazing, absolutely lovely. This is 3 plants later and a few meals out of that. This land has never actually been dug over before, so it's sort of like virgin land. It's mainly scrubby and quite wet, and actually it's performed pretty well. So we will just put some more nutrients back into it, and next year maybe just move up a little bit further for some more potatoes. So we just dig them as we need them, which is quite fun anyway, so that's it. Well, we'll follow this up in the next month or so and put in cabbages, some winter cropping veggies after improving the soil first, and they should do really well here, I think, as long as our animals stay away. We're right.
So what we've done here is we've planted the potatoes in succession. So some of the 2 or 3 rows are planted together. In fact, the first row was on its own initially, and we've dug those up. Initially it was just a small crop, but I probably let them get a little bit dry, and so they didn't put up as much growth. And we have different types of potatoes. I can't tell you what that one is. Could be Kennebec or Dutch cream, I'm not sure. And you can see the next row was sort of almost ready to be picked. And then we planted some more about 3 weeks ago, and these rows here, there's 3 rows, but only the first one has sprouted. Oh, there is another one over there, but they were planted, I suppose, a week ago. and the soil still has a lot of clay in it, but potatoes don't seem to be bothered by it, and yeah, it's done well. So I'll rotary hoe this again once they're finished. I'll put some green manure crops in, broad beans, things like that, to try and add a bit of nitrogen to the soil, peas, and then they'll be ready for planting again next year once the cabbages or the winter crops have been harvested. Here you can see once the bush was cleared here approximately 20-25 years ago, and it was just bulldozed over further, and a road put down and the house built. So this was just really bad pasture. You can see it has tussocks. It's got a mixture of sand and clay, and in fact there's about a metre of sand on top of clay here, which will be very handy. So what I'm hoping to do is terrace this area going up to the grapevines, and we can put some plants in there. So it's a bit of trial and error, but the soil is very acidic because there were gum trees and bush. In fact, that's what the bush looked like before it was cleared.
Some lovely dahlias, sweet pea, and big daisies, they're not. A few peas, and a few rogue potatoes.